Well, hello there. Let's talk about a place that seems to have won the geographical lottery. It's called Sydney. You'll find it perched on the magnificent southeastern coast of Australia, a continent that seems to delight in being as far away from everywhere else as possible. Sydney is the biggest city in the country, a sprawling, sun-drenched metropolis that wraps itself around one of the most beautiful natural harbors you could ever hope to clap your eyes on. It's a place where shiny skyscrapers jostle for space with historic laneways, and the whole city seems to hum with a relaxed, infectious energy that makes you want to immediately buy a pair of shorts and a questionable hat. So, why do people flock here from all corners of the globe, you ask? It's a fair question. The answer is simple and complicated all at once. Sydney is famous, you see. It's postcard famous. It's got a couple of buildings that are so ridiculously well known that you could show a drawing of them to a hermit in a cave, and he'd probably nod and say, "Ah yes, Sydney." But it's more than just a pretty face. It's a city that promises adventure, from sailing on shimmering blue waters to exploring rugged national parks just a stone's throw from the city centre. It's the promise of a good time, served up with a healthy dose of sunshine. It's also the sheer, brilliant spectacle of it all. Imagine a city where the main highway is a waterway, crisscrossed by jaunty green and yellow ferries that look like bathtub toys from a distance. This is a place where nature hasn't been paved over, but has instead been invited to the party. The harbour isn't just a feature, it's the heart and soul of the city, a vast expanse of sparkling water with hidden coves, sandy beaches and lush islands. People don't just live in Sydney, they live with the harbour, on it and beside it. It's the city's playground, its front yard, and its most stunningly beautiful feature. And let's not forget the sheer friendliness of it all. Sydney has a reputation for being a bit brash and bold, but underneath it all is a laid-back charm. People here seem to have mastered the art of not taking life too seriously. Maybe it's all the vitamin D. They say good day and actually mean it. They'll happily give you directions, even if they're not entirely sure where they're sending you. It's this combination of world-class sights and down-to-earth personality that makes Sydney not just a destination, but a genuinely welcoming experience for any traveller venturing down under. Alright, let's get to the main event. You can't talk about Sydney without talking about the Sydney Opera House. It's simply not allowed. From a distance, it looks like a collection of giant, brilliant white sails billowing in the wind, or perhaps the discarded shells of some colossal sea creature. It's an architectural marvel, a building so unique and audacious that it's hard to believe anyone had the nerve to actually build it. Standing at its base and looking up at its soaring, tiled curves, you feel a sense of wonder. It's one of those rare man-made things that seems to perfectly complement the natural beauty surrounding it, a true masterpiece of human imagination. Right next door, like a sturdy, dependable older brother, is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. This isn't just a bridge, it's an absolute brute of a structure, a colossal arch of grey steel that has dominated the skyline since the 1930s. Locals affectionately call it the coat hanger, and you can see why. It's a masterpiece of engineering, a powerful symbol of Australian industry and grit. You can drive over it, take a train across it, or walk along its pedestrian pathway. For the truly brave, you can even climb it. Yes, you can strap yourself into a rather unflattering jumpsuit and clamber all the way to the very top for a view that will quite literally take your breath away. Then you have to leave the harbour and head to the coast for the third member of this famous trio, Bondi Beach. Ah, Bondi. The name itself sounds like sunshine and crashing waves. This crescent of golden sand is arguably the most famous beach in the world. It's a theatre of coastal life, where you'll find bronzed surfers carving up the waves, families building sandcastles, and impossibly fit people jogging along the promenade. It's a place to see and be seen, but it's also just a fantastic beach. The water is a brilliant turquoise, the sand is soft, and the atmosphere is pure, unadulterated Australian beach culture at its finest. These three landmarks form a sort of holy trinity for tourists. They are the non-negotiable items on any Sydney itinerary. You simply must see them. They are the images that have been beamed across the world for decades, representing not just a city, but an entire continent. Seeing them in person is a funny thing. They are so familiar, yet so much more impressive in real life. The scale of the bridge, the elegance of the Opera House, and the sheer golden expanse of Bondi Beach are things that photographs can only hint at. They are the anchors of the Sydney experience, the magnificent sights you came all this way to see. Let's talk about the people who call this place home. Sydneysiders, as they're known, are a fascinating bunch. They are a product of their environment, generally relaxed, outdoorsy, and with a healthy appreciation for a good cup of coffee and a long weekend. There's an informality here that can be quite refreshing. People start conversations with strangers at the bus stop. They'll call you mate within 5 minutes of meeting you, and they possess a dry, self-deprecating sense of humor. It's a city built on immigration, a melting pot of cultures from every corner of the earth, which has created a wonderfully diverse and tolerant society. This multiculturalism is most deliciously expressed through the city's food scene. Honestly, you could eat your way around the world without ever leaving the Sydney metropolitan area. One day you could be slurping down a steaming bowl of Vietnamese pho in Cabramatta, and the next you could be feasting on Lebanese flatbread and dips in Lakemba. The city is packed with world-class restaurants, trendy cafes, bustling food markets, and humble neighborhood eateries, all serving up authentic and delicious fare. The emphasis is on fresh, high-quality ingredients, particularly the incredible seafood pulled straight from the surrounding waters. Forget bland stereotypes. Sydney is a paradise for food lovers. The culture here is intrinsically linked to the great outdoors. Sydney is blessed with ridiculously good weather for most of the year. Think mild winters and long, warm summers filled with endless blue skies. This means that life is often lived outside. Parks are not just for looking at, they are for picnics, for games of cricket, for lazing about with a good book. The city is peppered with public swimming pools, many of which are carved into the rock faces along the coast, offering the most scenic laps you'll ever swim. This outdoor lifestyle is not just a hobby, it's a fundamental part of the city's identity. And what about the fun stuff? Well, how much time have you got? You can learn to surf at Bondi, kayak under the harbour bridge, or take one of the many stunning coastal walks like the famous Bondi to Coogee Trail, which offers jaw-dropping ocean views with every step. You can explore the historic Rocks District with its cobblestone streets and old pubs, or catch a ferry to Manly for a more laid-back beach town vibe. The city is alive with festivals, outdoor cinemas in the summer, and vibrant markets every weekend. Boredom, it seems, is not really an option in Sydney. So why should you pack your bags and fly halfway across the world to this sun-kissed city? It's because Sydney offers a remarkable balance that few other global cities can match. It has all the excitement, culture, and convenience of a major international hub, but it's also blessed with an abundance of natural beauty that is accessible to everyone. You can be standing in the heart of a bustling financial district 1 minute, and 30 minutes later, you can be standing on a secluded beach with sand between your toes, listening to the sound of the ocean. This blend of urban energy and natural tranquility is what makes Sydney so utterly captivating. The city is a feast for the senses. It's the sight of the ferries gliding across the harbour at sunset, the sound of the laughing kookaburras in the gum trees, and the smell of salt and eucalyptus in the air. It's the taste of a fresh seafood platter by the water and the feeling of the warm sun on your skin. It is a place that encourages you to slow down, to breathe, and to appreciate the simple pleasures of life. It's a city that feels alive, a place that is constantly evolving and changing, yet always retains its essential, easygoing character. It's a big city that somehow manages to feel like a collection of friendly villages. Furthermore, Sydney is a fantastic gateway to the rest of Australia's wonders. Just a short drive from the city, you can find yourself in the magnificent Blue Mountains National Park, a world of dramatic cliffs, deep canyons, and ancient forests. Or you can head north or south along the coast to discover countless charming towns and pristine, empty beaches. A visit to Sydney doesn't have to be confined to the city limits. It can be the starting point for a much grander Australian adventure. It provides a perfect introduction to the unique landscapes and laid-back lifestyle that the country is so famous for. In the end, Sydney is special because it delivers on its promise. It is every bit as beautiful as the postcards suggest, but it's also so much more. It's a city with a big heart, a diverse soul, and an adventurous spirit. It's a place where iconic architecture meets stunning nature, where different cultures mix harmoniously, and where the lifestyle is geared towards happiness and well-being. Whether you're climbing its famous bridge, catching a wave at Bondi, or simply enjoying a flat white at a sunny cafe, Sydney has a way of working its magic on you. It's a long way to go, to be sure, but it is absolutely unequivocally worth the journey.